The Hidden Mastermind, Phyllis and Sharon's Unforgettable Journey on the Young and the Restless. Spoilers. Tuesday, February 4th. In the world of intrigue and betrayal on The Young and the Restless, there is no shortage of shocking twists and turns, but the disappearance of Phyllis Summers and Sharon Newman opens a new chapter of mystery and suspense. These two women, with deeply conflicting histories, never expected to face each other in this situation. But a twist of fate has them kidnapped and forced to play a terrible game from which they cannot escape. This tense journey not only changes the relationship between Sharon and Phyllis, but also leads the audience on a relentless investigation into who is behind the kidnapping. The hidden mastermind. From the start, the simultaneous disappearance of Phyllis and Sharon has shaken Genoa City. While everyone knew about the tension and mutual dislike between the two women, no one could have imagined that they would be put through a life-or-death test together. And with their mysterious disappearance, all sorts of theories arose. Was it a strange coincidence, or was it a meticulous plan to pit the two rivals against each other in a situation with no way out? The first signs emerged when a mysterious, distorted voice came through the speakerphone, ordering Phyllis and Sharon to take part in a dangerous game. Things got even more complicated from there. The person behind the speaker was none other than the mastermind, and as the clues began to unfold, the audience was surprised when a name they never expected to see appeared: Michael. Michael, the hidden enemy. Michael, who was once a key player in the war between Phyllis and Sharon, suddenly becomes a shadowy figure in this episode. Could he be the one behind this kidnapping? With their strained relationship stretching back years, has Michael decided to use extreme measures to end the feud between the two women, putting them in a situation where they cannot retreat? This question becomes a concern not only for Sharon and Phyllis, but also for all their loved ones, who are racing against time to save them. The phone calls that Phyllis and Sharon make are the only bright spot in this desperate journey. Each call is meticulously planned, as part of a plan to eliminate all suspicion and make their loved ones believe that they are okay. But it is during these calls that they inadvertently reveal vital information, not only about where they are, but also about the threats they face. A conversation with loved ones. One of the most dramatic moments in the series comes when Phyllis and Sharon, tied up by their captors, attempt to call their loved ones. Sharon calls Nick, while Phyllis calls Jack. Both women try to keep their cool, but the uncertainty is evident in their voices. Sharon, always tough, cannot hide her panic as she realizes that the person she always thought would be her support in the most difficult situations, Nick, is now the one who can help her out. Phyllis, meanwhile, cannot help but worry about Daniel, the son she has always protected, and does not want to be caught up in these dark plots. However, as life-saving as these calls may seem, they create more doubt than peace of mind. Why would the kidnapper allow Sharon and Phyllis to make these calls? Is he deliberately luring their loved ones into a trap, making them believe that everything is still under control? The kidnapper's mystery. Sharon and Phyllis are increasingly aware that they have no one to rely on but themselves. They do not know who is behind this kidnapping, and despite many clues, they cannot find a solution to this puzzle. However, one thing is clear: the kidnapper's voice is very familiar. It is not a stranger, but perhaps someone closely related to their past. It is a man's voice, distorted, but it gives off a very haunting feeling. Phyllis, with her sharp mind, begins to suspect that some people have motives from her past, while Sharon senses that something is not right with her life in Genoa City. As they really start to connect the dots, there may be an unexpected twist that will leave both Sharon and Phyllis surprised. The mystery of Sharon and Phyllis's kidnapping on The Young and the Restless. In the intrigue-filled and conflict-filled world of The Young and the Restless, there are no shortage of moments that leave viewers holding their breath waiting for the truth to be revealed. However, the story of the mysterious disappearance of Sharon Newman and Phyllis Summers has surpassed all expectations, taking the story into an unbelievable and tense dimension. Along with the appearance of lies and ambiguous details, the relationship between these characters becomes increasingly complicated. And while viewers are diligently searching for the mastermind behind this kidnapping, Sharon and Phyllis face a dangerous game from which they cannot escape. Sharon and Nick, the hidden lie. The story begins when Sharon calls Nick to reassure him about her condition after she mysteriously disappears. During the call, Sharon tells Nick that she lost her phone and had to buy a disposable phone to stay in touch. This, at first glance, seems plausible and not suspicious. However, one important detail is left out. Sharon claims that she sent text messages to Mariah and Faith Newman, which is later revealed to be a lie. Nick, naturally concerned for Sharon, accepts her story and feels a little relieved. He believes Sharon's explanation and thinks that the whole thing was just an accident. However, Sharon's story sets off alarm bells in the viewers' minds. What is really going on? Why does Sharon need a disposable phone? And why did she lie about sending text messages to Mariah and Faith, her loved ones? With all the clues, lies, and complicated relationships between the characters, this kidnapping continues to be a mysterious story that viewers cannot take their eyes off. Who is behind all this? Michael Baldwin, Victor Newman, Ian Ward, or someone else? Everyone has their reasons and the ability to be the mastermind, but it is the lies and tricks of Sharon and Phyllis that make this story even more complicated. The story of the young and the restless continues to lead the audience into a mysterious world, where no one can completely trust what they see. And when the truth is finally revealed, there will definitely be surprises that viewers will not forget. In the world full of conspiracy and betrayal of the young and the restless, there is no shortage of tense and complicated stories about the relationships between the characters. However, the kidnapping of Phyllis Summers and Sharon Newman takes the story to a whole new level as the mystery of the mastermind gradually emerges. Could Michael Baldwin, the loving husband and the man with a scheming past, be behind the kidnapping? And could this horrific encounter cause Phyllis and Sharon to change their relationship from rivals to an unexpected bond? Let's take a closer look at these details, explore the possibility that Michael is actually the mastermind, and see if the rivalry between Phyllis and Sharon can change after this harsh experience. Phyllis and Sharon's complicated relationship. From the very beginning of The Young and the Restless, Phyllis and Sharon have been two women with a fraught relationship. Both have had dramatic battles with each other, from endless arguments to fierce legal battles. Their relationship has seen its fair share of conflict, from Phyllis trying to force her friends and family to choose sides to heated arguments. There have been plenty of confrontations where neither Sharon nor Phyllis has shown any signs of backing down, each trying to stand their ground. However, through all these battles, one thing has remained constant: they both want to stand up for what they believe is right. Phyllis, with her strong and outspoken personality, always puts her family and herself first, while Sharon, although more vulnerable, seeks peace in a chaotic world. Their relationship has been a never-ending battle, where neither is willing to back down. But now, they are thrust into a terrible situation that neither could have foreseen, and the big question is this an opportunity for them to start seeing each other in a different light? The mysterious kidnapping: was Michael really the mastermind? With his scheming past and calculated decisions, Michael Baldwin is one of the most likely suspects in this kidnapping. Although he is a loving husband to Lauren Fenmore Baldwin and the father of wonderful children, there is no denying that Michael has a devious past. His complicated relationships and shadowy dealings make it impossible to easily dismiss the possibility that Michael could be involved in a plot as calculated as this kidnapping. In fact, the details that have emerged in the story only add to the suspicions about Michael. From the fact that Phyllis and Sharon used disposable phones to the fact that they did not really suffer in this situation, just drinking hot coffee in the morning with no signs of pain, all indicate that this may not be a normal kidnapping. If it really is Michael, he is not only playing a complex psychological game, but also teaching Phyllis and Sharon, rather than simply hurting them. This opens up an interesting theory: could Michael be trying to use this kidnapping as a means to resolve the long-standing conflicts between Phyllis and Sharon? Maybe Michael is fed up with this feud and has decided to take extreme measures to teach both women a lesson. If this is true, then this kidnapping is not simply an act of revenge but also a test for Phyllis and Sharon, to make them re-evaluate their relationship and even end the feud that has been going on for so long. Lauren Fenmore Baldwin, suspicion and anxiety. Lauren, Michael's wife, is the only one who can stop him if she finds out the truth. She knows Michael well and knows that he has secrets to hide. Even though Lauren has always been on her husband's side, she can't help but feel uneasy about Michael's decisions. Does she know anything about this plan? And if she does, will Lauren forgive Michael for his actions, or will she decide to stand up and fight him? As the truth begins to unfold, these questions become less simple. Sharon and Phyllis, throughout their kidnapping, both used disposable phones and told different lies. Could they be trying to hide something they don't want Nick or their loved ones to find out about? These details seem to suggest that there's a larger conspiracy at work. Mastermind clues: Michael Baldwin and the game. As Sharon and Phyllis struggle to get out of their predicament, the biggest question viewers have is who's behind it all? Who is the mastermind, and why did they target Sharon and Phyllis? One of the names that's been thrown around from the start is Michael Baldwin. As the revelations slowly begin to surface, it's possible that Michael, with his troubled past and complicated relationships, is behind the kidnapping. Michael, who is talented and sometimes cold when it comes to personal matters, may have decided to carry out a bold plan to settle the feud between Sharon and Phyllis. The feud between Phyllis and Sharon has been going on for years and shows no signs of ending. While Phyllis and Sharon both have their own reasons for not liking each other, may Michael have decided that the only way to end this war is to lure them into a dangerous game? A game from which they cannot escape until the mystery is solved. Michael may have used his connections, along with his knowledge of both Phyllis and Sharon's weaknesses, to orchestrate a terrible game to end their feud. But the question is Michael rational enough to keep things under control? Or will he be the one to face the unforeseen consequences of his decisions? Victor Newman and Ian Ward, possible but obvious names. Although Michael is one of the prominent suspects, the story continues to lead the audience to other names. Among them, Victor Newman is a name that cannot be ignored. With his power and influence, Victor is the one who could easily orchestrate such a plot. However, this raises doubts in the hearts of the audience. Is Victor really the one behind this kidnapping, or is he just part of someone else's plan? Some fans, after following the details in recent episodes, are starting to believe that Ian Ward could be the real mastermind. With his dark personality and relationships, Ian could easily incite Sharon and Phyllis to participate in a dangerous game. However, Ian's story seems too obvious from the beginning. Is bringing Ian into the story so early a way to mislead the audience, making them believe that Ian is behind it when he is not? Whether Michael is the mastermind or not, one thing is certain: Phyllis and Sharon's disappearance will cause a major change in their relationship. This shared ordeal may help them realize that, despite their differences, these two women have something in common: they are both strong and resilient in an unfair world. Will Phyllis and Sharon be able to find understanding and respect for each other after going through such a grueling ordeal together? Although they were previously bitter rivals, through this event, Phyllis and Sharon may find a new connection. They will no longer see each other as enemies, but instead as women who have been through hardships and survived together. Will they be able to become friends, or will this ordeal be just a brief moment in a longer story of never-ending rivalry? Conclusion: unsolved mysteries with suspicions surrounding Michael, clues gradually emerging about the mysterious kidnapper, and a possible change in the relationship between Phyllis and Sharon. This story promises to bring unpredictable surprises. Is Michael really the mastermind or just part of someone else's plot? And can Phyllis and Sharon overcome this feud to start a new chapter in their relationship? The answer will only be revealed when this mystery is fully revealed. Surely, when all the secrets are finally revealed, the audience will be surprised by the twists and turns of the story. Mysterious revenge: is Michael really the mastermind in The Young and the Restless? In the complex world of The Young and the Restless, the relationships between the characters are always full of mysteries and surprises. One of the most intriguing stories in recent episodes has been the dramatic kidnapping of Phyllis Summers and Sharon Newman. However, the surprise comes not only from their disappearance, but also from the motives and intrigues behind it. Was Michael Baldwin, the loving husband of Lauren Fenmore Baldwin and father of their wonderful children, the one behind this kidnapping? And what drove Michael to seek revenge on Sharon and Phyllis? Let's take a deeper look to uncover these unanswered questions. Michael Baldwin, a cunning past and motives for revenge. Michael Baldwin, although a familiar character with a strong relationship with the Fenmore family, has a past filled with trickery and intrigue. He is no stranger to cons and elaborate plots. However, his relationship with Sharon and Phyllis is not new and has not always been smooth. Sharon and Phyllis had a history of bitter conflicts and rivalries, and it is these conflicts that may have fueled a fire of hatred in Michael's heart. So, what made Michael decide to take revenge on Sharon and Phyllis? It could be because of the legal battles that Sharon and Phyllis fought together in the past. Michael is not a person who forgets easily and tends to hold grudges for a long time. The constant arguments between Sharon and Phyllis stirred up unease in Michael, especially when he saw the stress affecting the people he loved. Alternatively, Michael's motive for revenge may have gone deeper. Did he feel betrayed by Phyllis or Sharon's indifference in specific situations in the past? The simmering resentment may have led Michael to see revenge as the only way to restore justice in his world. Nick Newman, a sharp eye and red flags. While Michael may have thought his scheme would go undetected, one person with a keen eye for the unusual is Nick Newman. As someone who is familiar with Sharon and Phyllis, Nick is always the closest to spot changes in their behavior and communication patterns. When he receives messages from Sharon, Nick begins to sense that something is wrong. He notices differences in the way Sharon responds and acts, small details that others might miss, but Nick notices immediately. While Sharon and Phyllis are cornered into a dangerous situation, Nick is the first to suspect that someone is manipulating the situation. Michael's messages to Sharon, while seemingly reassuring, cannot fool Nick's sharp wit. One of the biggest questions for the audience is whether Michael will dare to admit all his tricks to deceive everyone to carry out the plot to kidnap Phyllis and Sharon. Michael, with his calm appearance and secretive schemes, seems to have prepared every plan to keep the truth hidden. However, with the clues gradually revealed, can he continue to hide the truth, or will he have to face the consequences of his actions? Michael is a person who is capable of handling complicated situations, but having to face the truth about his plot may make him reconsider everything he has done. If Sharon and Phyllis really find out that Michael is the one behind this kidnapping, will he have enough courage to face the backlash from the people around him, especially from his wife Lauren? How will Michael's secrets be exposed? Will he continue to hide the truth, or will he have to face it? Phyllis and Sharon, an unexpected connection. Even if Michael is indeed the mastermind, it is interesting to see how this kidnapping may change the relationship between Sharon and Phyllis. Both, longtime rivals, are going through a severe trial that they cannot escape. Being faced with each other in this dangerous situation may open up an unexpected change in the way they see each other. Phyllis and Sharon, despite their constant conflicts, may realize that they are both facing evil schemes and will need to work together to get out of this situation. Empathy and mutual understanding may arise during this process, and that could create a big change in their relationship. Will this trial bring them closer together, or will they turn their backs on each other after the incident is over? Conclusion: Unsolved Mysteries. The story of Phyllis and Sharon's kidnapping has created a wave of tension on the young and the restless. Is Michael really the mastermind behind all these events? And what is his motive for taking revenge on Sharon and Phyllis? These questions are still unanswered, and viewers will have to continue waiting to discover the truth that has not been revealed. With Nick's suspicions and the clues that keep coming, one thing is clear: things are not over yet. Will Michael be able to escape his plot without being discovered? And can Phyllis and Sharon overcome this challenge to find a change in their relationship? All will be answered when the final mysteries are revealed.